Hey everyone, Alan Bauer here in Bay City, Michigan. Uh, what if I told you that the federal government has known about CBDA and there's been scientific studies on it as far back as the year 2008? In fact, what really shocked me was that not too long ago, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, actually required a company to do scientific research studies on CBDA. Not just CBD, but CBDA. So I came across some information. There was an article written by a Jacqueline Havelka, if I'm saying her name right. If not, I apologize on that. But so she's actually a rocket scientist. I'm not kidding. I mean, like a real rocket scientist that she lives down in the Houston area. She actually worked on the space shuttle and she had something to do with all the data on it. And her other passion is actually writing. So she likes to go through all these PubMeds and all this scientific stuff, and she's able to process all this information in her mind and put it in very simple terms. So I have this article by her that talks about why CBDA is just so exciting um, compared to CBD. And here's what she says. I'm just taking the highlights of this. She said when decarboxylation occurs by exposing the cannabis plant to either heat or sunlight, CBDA converts to CBD. In other words, CBDA is the raw form or predecessor to CBD. Then she talks about the potential medical benefits of CBDA. While most cannabinoids bind directly with either the CB1 or CB2 receptors, CBDA doesn't work in this way. Instead, CBDA interacts with the endocannabinoid system by inhibiting the COX-2 enzyme. Now, COX-2 enzymes are associated with inflammation after an injury or infection. So by blocking COX-2 enzymes, CBDA can relieve inflammation and associated pain. That's pretty huge. That's what we have in our product is the CBDA. We moved beyond the CBD and we're up to the CBDA. She also goes on to say in one rodent study, scientists found CBDA affected levels of serotonin, a chemical produced by nerve cells to aid in signaling between cells. Serotonin is vital to human functions like motor skills, sleeping, eating, digestion, and emotions. She goes on to say scientists have demonstrated that CBDA can affect the body's 5-HT, serotonin, producing receptors, hinting at a potential use for CBDA as a medication for chemotherapy-induced nausea, vomiting, and other conditions that induce these symptoms. However, more research is needed, is what she says. So the current research on CBDA, she says scientists have been studying CBDA for about a decade. An early 2008 study looked at the potential of CBDA as an anti-inflammatory agent by specifically studying its COX-2 inhibitor qualities. Later here she goes on to say scientists have shown that CBDA has 100 times the affinity for the 5-HT receptors compared to CBD. That's 100 times better than CBD. So CBDA, 100 times the affinity of CBD. One reason is that the CBD has greater bioavailability. So the body can metabolize the compound with less effort and in less time. The same receptor affinity could also mean that CBDA could perhaps effectively fight depression. After all, CBDA works on the 5-HT receptors in much the same way as a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, which is your SSRI, antidepressant medication world. To date, most CBDA studies are preclinical, non-human studies. While human trials are needed, some medical cannabis companies like British-based GW Pharmaceuticals, and we probably all know or have heard about GW Pharmaceuticals, they're the ones that actually came out, they manufacture a pharmaceutical-grade CBD called Epidiolex, the first cannabis-derived prescription drug to be approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Interestingly, the FDA required the company to not only conduct CBD research, but also conduct research on the precursor CBDA, and GW's own research shows that CBDA is even a more effective seizure treatment. The company has also filed 2 other CBD medical use patents, one for anti-inflammatory skin diseases and the other for a cancer treatment. Although CBDA cancer research to date has only been on isolated cells, initial studies indicate that CBDA might stop the migration of a highly aggressive form of breast cancer cell known as the MDA MB231. I mean, this is just incredible. This information on the CBDA, and what's really great about this is CTFO CBD. What do we have here? We have our our 10x Pure Gold Super 1000 that is enriched with enriched with CBDA. And then we also have the 500 milligram 10x Pure Gold Roll-On that's also enriched with the CBDA. And this thing is just amazing. Like, I've used this, and I've used it on pain for the I just feel, or the drops, I've used that, and I just feel it like really helps a lot with with mental issues, things like that, mood elevation. It's just incredible compared to the regular CBD that's out there. It's like night and day. This is my to-go-to for everything on here. Now they just came out also with the pain roll-on, and I've showed this before, but this is also enriched. It's 500 milligrams, 420 milligrams of this is CBDA in it. So I roll this on, with the little roller ball on the joints and the tendons here after I lift weights. And I'll tell you what, man, after 2 minutes, like, the pain and inflammation is just gone. And it's just incredible. And there's some more studies going on with it and everything. But we are on the cutting edge here. Everybody out there, everybody thinks, oh, everybody has CBD out there, I can't sell this anymore. We're ahead of everybody. We have the CBDA. This is what it's all about, people. This has been way back. The government's had this information since 2008. CBD was illegal until 2014 when they signed the first Farm Bill Act. Finally, they got rid of some of the gray areas when President Trump signed the 2018 Farm Bill Act. And now we do have CBDA and CBD. Everything's federally legal now. It's you can get it in all the U.S. states and territories, and it just has some amazing qualities on it. And when they're talking about the CBDA, you have to try it. If you think CBD is great, you haven't seen anything yet. You need to try the CBDA. So that's all I got tonight. I just wanted to share that information, and it's just amazing that the government has these studies on it. Again, it's not a lot of human studies yet, but it's getting there. And try it out for yourself, see what it does for you, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks, that's all I got.